Hello guys, welcome to another MTech review. Today we're taking a look at the iLife A4S. This is a robotic vacuum cleaner similar to a Roomba. This is where we keep it with the dock. It's going to be underneath our shelving. You're supposed to keep a larger gap in between and on the sides, but I found that this works perfectly fine and it keeps it out of the way. Here are some stuff that it comes with. It comes with the side brushes, 2 extra, with the 2 already attached to it. You also get a main brush cleaner. It's a comb with a soft bristle. And here's your HEPA filter for your extra one. If it ever gets dirty, you can exchange it with this. And you also have your remote right here. So it has a panel over here that you can see the numbers. So this is going to be the time, and this is going to be a timer. That's how you're going to set up the everyday timer when it goes on. You also have a up and down, side to side, and cleaning button. And here's your plan clock for changing the display. And here's your optional buttons such as homing, side of the room cleaning, and also spiral. This is going to be spot cleaning. And it uses standard AAA batteries, I believe 2 of them in the back right here. So let's make the robot come out by pressing the clean. Okay, now that we have the robot, we can now look underneath here, and that's how the charging dot looks. It uses infrared LEDs to trigger the sensors in the front. That way it knows where it is. So this is how the robot looks. We have a nice breathing light right here for our power button, and also for cleaning. This is the only button on here except for the side, which is the power main power button to fully turn it off. This is just to put it on sleep mode. Right here in the front we have our infrared LEDs. This is what it uses for seeing the surrounding area. This way if something comes near it, it's going to slow down slightly, and if it hits the bumper right here, it's going to move away. So as you can see, the bumper does go in. So there are triggers inside of here, or switches. That way it knows if something manually actually bumps into it. And as you can see, it was starting to move back to the base. So if it's sitting right here, it's going to try to go back to the base automatically without you telling it. Right here on the side, you have our dustbin. So to use this, once you're done having it vacuuming in your house, what you want to do is you want to grab it right here, press down, slide it out, and here's our dustbin. Here we have the dustbin. It's made out of clear plastic, so you can see. This is where the trash comes in from the very bottom, and on the very top there's these 2 places right here. That's where the motor sucks in the air from. There's no latch holding this closed. It's just friction with a rubber gasket around it, so you can just lift it up. And here is the container. It holds quite a lot of trash in here. As you can see, there's some dust in there already. But it was recently cleaned out. Here's your filter. So it's a 3-stage filter. It's going to have your meshing right here. You can remove it by these handles. And here's the second. It's a foam, very thin foam. You can wash that. And there's your HEPA filter on the very bottom. So this whole casing can be washed and removed from the robot, since there's no moving parts and also there's no electronics, so you don't have to worry about any water going in here. You just have to stick it back into the robot. Just like that. If we turn the robot upside down, we can take a look at some of the other functions of this. So we have our brush. This is the main brush. This can be easily taken off using these 2 prongs right here. And you also have this rubberized squeegee. Helps give some suction to it. You just press down on this and over here, and that removes. And now you can remove this brush right here and clean it out using that tool. And simply this goes back into here. And put this right here. Here's our wheels. So as you can see, it actually has suspension. This is similar to Rumba's one. So you want to have suspension, since if you have some transitions that are higher than the floor, it won't be able to go over it. This one goes over quite large transitions quite nicely. So you have those transitions in the doorways. It should be able to get past it. Also, since the wheel is rubber, it has a nice grip to it. And here we have double side brushes. These are what you use for collecting the dust on the sides and also near the wall. That helps quite a lot. The Rumba only has one of these, so it's really nice to see that they actually include two of them on here. Here we have our pads. These are what you use for charging it. So when it goes to the pad, the contacts slide onto here and charges it through there. Right here we have our wheel. This is just the front wheel that swivels and pivots, and as you can see, it has white and black. On the very bottom of this, it actually has a sensor that detects white and black. This way it knows that it is continuously moving. So that's how it knows if it's moving and how fast it is moving. Right here we have our infrared LEDs, one here and here. That's your cliff sensors. This way, if it goes near a cliff, it's gonna stop itself and return back. So that's all that's on the very bottom right here. And one thing to note about this dustbin right here is that there's no ventilation right here. Usually you have it blowing out to the back. This one actually gets it blowing out to the wheels down here. That way it keeps the wheels clean and also is quite quiet. And also on this side right here we have our manual charging and also our main power on and off. That's how you turn it off completely. If you want to see how it goes back to the base, you can just let it go. As you can hear, it is very quiet. Here we have the iLife side by side by the iRobot Roomba. The particular Roomba version is in the review, so just read the text, and I have stated in there which version this is. But as you can see, it is quite bigger, and the height is very high compared to the iLife. We actually can fit the iLife on top of the Roomba, so let's place it on top. And you get a kind of idea of it being slightly bigger. And for the sound, the iLife is way quieter. So let's press this and make it go. So that's the sound of the iLife. And let's listen to the Roomba. The robot can also be controlled by these controls right here. So you just press it to go forward, press it again to stop. You can go to side, side. Here's spot cleaning. And here's the side cleaning. Here we're going to have it going over a transition. It's quite a big transition. Some of the other robots that I have in the past weren't able to go past this since the wheels didn't have any suspension. But this one should be fine, so let's just clean. This is how it sounds on regular mode. This is going to be the auto mode that it always goes into at default. As you can hear, it is quite quiet. And if you put it to max, it's going to have a lot more sound, but it's going to make a lot more suction. Here we have it on the carpet. So the robot actually works quite well. It goes through all the rooms and also comes back to the base with no problems. It actually goes for longer than the 2.5 hours that are on the instruction booklet and also on the website. That's a nice touch. It's very quiet. It's way quieter than the iRobot. It does clean quite nicely, since when we did run the iRobot after it, it didn't pick up that much rubbish after it. The remote control is quite good and handy to have. I kind of wish that they had placed some physical buttons on there, just in case if the remote breaks, you still be able to use the onboard controls. But that's something that I can live with. And also the timer feature, it only works per day. So if you have a schedule that you want it to go, so like every other day, it won't be able to do that. It's only going to be able to go at a certain time for one day, and just repeat that for every day of the week.